We're sitting at around 25 cents a share, and one only has to look at media reports. You're conducting a detailed surveillance of the share price activity. You are concerned about over-the-counter trading. What is the update so far? Have you found any news as to what has been going on?
Thank you very much for having me. I think first and foremost, one must understand that this market, the junior market in South Africa, is fairly new. So the investment sector and the market is yet to fully grasp the full understanding of what the business models are all about. Most of the companies that you're going to see trading on the stock market are either highly trading on a discount or some kind of wrong applications of valuations. What we're currently doing is to focus primarily on exactly what could have gone wrong on the first day of trading. At this point, we believe that strongly we are dealing with a rather unsophisticated market that we have in the sector.
Bongani, I mean, looking at the over-the-counter markets, we also heard news prior to the listing that looking at the over-the-counter markets and the trade that occurred with the likes of Platfields prior to listing, 3,000 shareholder base, and we've also heard news that the 3,000 shareholder base was embarking on OTC trade prior to the listing. Your institutional shareholder, BAC Mining Regions, holding around 5% of the stock. I mean, looking at the fact that we've seen such a big drop in the share price, which shareholders have been diluting their holdings in the company?
Well, largely Platfields comprises of retail shareholders. This is in response of obviously the regulations in the country, in particular the mining charter that emphasizes on the broadening of ownership of the holding in mining companies. So Platfields is largely held by retail investors, and some of these are not as sophisticated as you will want them to be. Indeed, there was an OTC market. It was highly active, and indeed it pegged the price at a particular value, and we believe that there is nothing wrong with such pricing. As you can see, we will start seeing a correction of what occurred in December, and we strongly believe in the fundamentals of the business having not changed. The same market believed in a particular market value of the business prior to listing, using the same fundamentals. So it should not at all be a big problem now that we are public and far more exposed. That's the nature of the thing, really, is that at this point I'm having to deal with the public and explain any issue that goes on in the business. There's really no crisis at this stage.
Well, just looking at ownership issues as well for those assets, we know the mining rights scenario in South Africa is becoming far more difficult. You did allude to that prior to listing, so the market was very well aware of that. But I mentioned BAC Mining Regions. It's the Swiss-based shareholder. Do they still have a holding in Platfields, or have they pulled out?
No, in fact, what we have in return is that as the shares are trading, as the market is very active on Platfields, you're getting an introduction of very sophisticated investors, which will tell you something about that. What we have is sophisticated investors understand the long-range platform of Platfields' business plan and its soundness, and they are coming in at very low values, which is good for them. As you know, when it's cheap, get in and buy if you understand the business plan. The business plan of Platfields remains sound, the fundamentals are great, there has been no issue whatsoever. On the issue that you just alluded to, insofar as the mineral rights are concerned, the investment sector is fully aware of the few challenges that Platfields currently is dealing with, and these are not affecting the asset value at the bottom.
Mr. Mbindwane, we're almost out of time. Just one quick one, and just looking at the fact that you alluded to junior miners coming under pressure. We know that it's a very difficult scenario for many of the junior miners. Do you think that you came onto the market too late, and are you on the path of delisting? It's a very harsh question, but it is something that most junior miners were faced with when we saw downtime in the overall economy, and of course, given the fact that your share price has come down significantly. Do you think that there is still hope going forward?
No, not quite, not quite. In fact, any serious junior miner ought to find itself at a position where it attracts more capital worldwide. All our institutional investors fully support our business plan. They fully understand what we're doing. They are engaging with us and we're engaging with them. There is absolutely no crisis inside Platfields. You will see indeed a situation where a correction will take place. Look, Platfields has near surface exploration projects.
Yeah.
Mining will be at a very quick pace provided we raise the necessary finance we're looking for.
Fantastic.
You'll be able to get ounces off the ground pretty quickly, easier, and at a very affordable balance sheet.